Imagine a world where sound is not just something you hear, but something you can see. Every voice, every song, every footstep paints the air with rippling waves of color. Conversations shimmer with glowing hues, laughter sparkles in bright bursts, and music transforms the world into a living light show. Sound would become a second form of vision, an endless spectrum flowing all around. Daily life would change dramatically. Cities would never look the same. Traffic noise would paint the streets in chaotic streaks of red and orange, while construction sites might glow with jagged waves of dark tones. Quiet suburbs would be filled with gentle pastel ripples from footsteps, whispers, and birdsong. Silence would not just be the absence of sound, it would feel like an empty canvas, blank and clear. Communication would take on a new dimension. Each person's voice might create a unique color pattern, allowing others to see who is speaking, even from afar. Lies and truth could become easier to detect, as emotional tones would carry visible distortions. Anger might flash in harsh spikes, while calm speech could flow smoothly like soft waves of blue. Artists and poets could use sound as paint, performing spoken word or music that leaves behind luminous trails in the air, blending language and imagery into something entirely new. Music, above all, would transform. A symphony would not only be heard but also seen as an explosion of synchronized colors filling a concert hall. A single guitar riff might streak neon blue across the stage, while a choir could fill the air with radiant gold. Festivals and clubs would become immersive experiences where audiences swim in oceans of sound-made color, blurring the boundary between hearing and sight. Science and technology would evolve too. Doctors could diagnose illnesses by analyzing the color of a cough. Teachers could make lessons more engaging by showing how different sounds produce different visual waves. Engineers might study traffic noise not just through decibels, but through the chaotic patterns it paints in the air. Even animals with their unique sounds would reveal themselves in new ways. Dog barks flashing sharp orange bursts. Whale song flowing as massive ribbons of green and blue beneath the ocean. But such a world would not be without problems. Noise pollution would become overwhelming. Cities already filled with honks, engines, and chatter would be visually blinding with chaotic storms of color. People might crave silence more than ever, not just for peace of mind, but for the relief of a clear view. Public spaces might need noise filters to dim overwhelming visual noise, much like sunglasses for the ears. Privacy, too, would vanish in new ways. Even whispers would leave glowing trails, making secrets harder to keep. Arguments would be visible to everyone around, emotions literally painted in the air. Governments and corporations might exploit this visibility, creating new forms of surveillance based on the patterns of sound. Yet humans would adapt. Just as we once learned to live in cities filled with artificial light, people would develop ways to balance the flood of visible sound. Architecture could include sound-absorbing materials that reduce visual clutter. Designers might invent sound curtains, spaces where voices and noises dissolve into softer, more manageable colors. And over time, humanity would find beauty even in the chaos, appreciating the endless dance of waves that fill the world. Ultimately, if sound waves were visible like colors, the planet would transform into a living painting, forever shifting with every word, every song, every breath. Life would become both more overwhelming and more beautiful. We would learn to see sound not as background noise, but as a constant reminder of the energy, emotion, and connection that flow through all living things.